As I'm heading out to my car this morning, walking by all these parts, I'm starting to think it might be time to bump the schedule up, boys. The old Speed 3 is getting some kind of snowy. There's a little SubZero just waiting. Okay, because of that snowfall I showed you earlier, and meeting the salt truck today, damn it. Here we are back in the laboratory, and we are working on getting this engine up on that crane so we can put it on this engine stand. And one thing I did not plan on being a problem was being able to hook up to it with my crane. But this pallet they brought it in on is so friggin' large and in charge that I can't fit the legs of my my engine picker around it. So I am gonna have to resort to a tool I did not expect using on this engine build, my circular saw. So this guy is centered on beams here in the middle. So basically I'm gonna cut off this side so that way I can like get one leg on the right and then one leg over here on the left. Kind of frustrating, silly setback, but fingers crossed it doesn't tip over, boys and girls. And here we go, ear protection on. All right, like I said, it was not in the plan to use that skill saw to cut the pallet up in order to get my engine hoist under it. I ain't the type of dude just to have a pallet jack kicking around. I actually kind of am that type of dude, but I don't have one. So we literally cut out all the pieces that we needed to fit him under. That still wasn't enough. So then we used our jack to kind of tip it to one side. And damn it, does it just barely reach now. So I'm gonna watch out for this sensor and we are gonna hoist her up. All right, that should not have taken half an hour or been that much of a pain in the balls, but that's how it goes, fam. All right, check back with you when she's on the stand. Got the motor up here. Got it fairly well, fairly secure, I think. I am wearing my steelies now. Safety first. And when I first looked at this, I told my coworker, I'm like, man, I've never seen a flywheel with holes in it. Turns out this is not a flywheel. This is a flex plate. So I was, someone reminded me that Fusions only came with an auto tragic transmission, unlike that nice manual 5-speed box. Automatics use what's called flex plates with holes in them. So as soon as I remembered that, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So basically, we will be grabbing the whole clutch. Well, we got a new clutch. But we'll be grabbing the flywheel, resurfacing it, and then transferring it over to this engine. So that is cool. I always like where you slap an engine with a transmission that it's never been coupled with before from the factory. I always think that's kind of neat, especially when you're going from an auto to a manual conversion. Because we all know, if you ain't double clutching burning rubber, you ain't living. So we don't do nothing with automatics here in B-Hook's garage. But anyhow, gonna get that flex plate off. Hopefully these weird bolts come off easy. Get him out of there, get this bent up plate out of the way, and then get it mounted on here, hopefully before the hardware store closes in case I need more hardware to mount it. Moments later, you're looking at our nice clean engine without that wacky flex plate. It's kind of cool. You can actually see the date it was manufactured, 6/10/07, little QR code. But yeah, they did a really good job at that Patterson Auto Wrecking of cleaning the engine up. Really clean. All right, so from here, now you can put a real man transmission on it. This is your rear main. So this is kind of the business end of your crankshaft where we're going to bolt in our flywheel and our pressure plate and our clutch and all that stuff. So what I'm going to do now is bring our engine stand over, and we're going to use the bell housing bolts, at least 4 of them, to mount the engine stand to it and then set it down on the ground so we can wheel this thing around. And honestly, this rear main seal is not leaking at all, but I know I should change it. But if I change it, it starts leaking, I'm going to really kick myself right you know where, so we'll see. Stay tuned. Next shot, it should be on the engine stand.